place the mission first, always. Never accept defeat. We win everything. The regiment is headed for combat operations.
Tonight, the training is done, the equipment is shipped, and now the colors are cased. The 2nd Stryker Cavalry Regiment's road to Iraq on the Bavaria Update with Sean Patrick and Specialist Kenya Krause.
Welcome to our special broadcast. I'm Specialist Kenya Krause.
And I'm Sean Patrick. Behind us we've got 3,900 troopers from the 2nd Stryker Cavalry Regiment holding what's called a casing of the colors ceremony. Soon they'll be heading to Iraq, and we've sort of been following all of their preparations for this movement. And there's a lot of troops out here who are experiencing war for the first time.
That's true, and for others this is their 2nd or 3rd time deploying. And for some young troops that we spoke to, they say that going along with some of the older, more seasoned veterans actually makes them feel a lot more comfortable.
For all of them, though, obviously, this is a very emotional time. And AFN's Tony McKinney recently caught up with the regiment, and he got both sides of the equation, the troop going to war for the first time and the more seasoned veteran.
The soldiers of the 2nd Stryker Cavalry Regiment have received their orders to join the fight in Iraq. It'll be a 15-month deployment, the 2nd trip to Iraq for the unit. In 2004 and 5, they were in Mosul and helped set the stage for a successful election and killed more than 500 enemies. For Sergeant LeVar Scott, a combat medic, this will be his 2nd tour. He says it's tough explaining to his 5-year-old that Dad has to go away for a while.
All he knows about, me being away from him is that Dad's working hard in a foreign land, and he'll be home soon, and that's all he knows.
What he didn't tell his son, but what he told us, is that deployment is tough and long, but prayer and this philosophy is what'll get him through.
You have your issues as far as guys that you get along with or don't get along with, but once you're out there, certain things that come out of you that you didn't show before, that you didn't know that was there. I know the best of them will come out. I know it will. They might have that minute of freezing up. They might get depressed a lot, but it'll come out of them when it's time to. They know it will.
The unit doesn't know exactly what their mission will be yet, but one thing's fairly certain. They'll be dealing with the same threat soldiers are facing there now. For a young PFC who just got married and has a baby on the way, breaking the news to his wife was tough.
She's not happy. Pretty much that I'll be in touch with her every day as much as I can, or as much as I can, and then I'm coming back.
In Vilseck, Germany, I'm Tony McKinney.
And we're joined right now by the Regimental Command Sergeant Major Victor Martinez. 23 years in the Army, highest enlisted man in this unit, lots of experience. How much does the training, like the training we saw in the video right there, how much does this prepare the troops for the realities they're about to face in Iraq?
Oh, it prepares them. I mean, gets them in the mindset for what's going to happen over there. We're ready to go. These guys are fired up, morale is high, and they know the mission that's ahead of them.
Out here today, we've got lots of soldiers, but perhaps even more families. And you have a family as well. Does it ever get any easier for the families?
No, it doesn't. It gets harder. It gets harder, if anything. I went home on leave and seen my oldest son, and he took it very hard knowing that I had to go back again. My daughter, my 4-year-old, she doesn't understand. She knows Dad's going to Iraq, but it's harder for the kids, the little ones, to understand. But it does not get any easier. It gets harder, I think.
Command Sergeant Major Victor Martinez, thanks so much for talking to us today. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Thanks for everything.
We're going to be back in a moment with a profile of one of the soldiers in this outfit who will have quite a tough challenge ahead.
You're watching a special broadcast of the Bavaria Update, 2nd Stryker Cavalry Regiment, the road to Iraq.
Well, welcome back to a special edition of the Bavaria Update. We're at the casing of the color ceremony for the 2nd Stryker Cavalry Regiment. We've sort of given an overview of what the unit's done to prepare for this mission ahead. But right now we'd like to introduce you to one of the troops who will have quite a bit on his shoulders downrange.
Definitely. At one point or another in our lives, we make decisions that help us grow as professionals and as people. And I recently met up with a soldier who 2 years ago wasn't in the Army, and he had completely different goals for his future.
In a small village north of Baghdad, some soldiers are caught in the middle of a firefight with insurgents.
Blue 6, Blue 4, Victor, over.
There's dozens of soldiers involved in this mission, but there's only one they need right now. Only a couple of years ago, PFC Romy Williams was studying to be a youth minister in a small town in Virginia.
All 6, tell them I'm moving in with Doc. All right?
Just 25 years old with no combat experience, this soldier is one of his platoon's most valuable assets. He's the combat medic.
Mindset, I need to hurry up or this guy will die.
That's a lot of pressure considering that it's just a training exercise. Here at the Joint Multinational Readiness Center in Hohenfels, the training is so real, it makes Williams feel like he's really in combat.
The gunfire, you start hearing the gunfire, you understand, like, okay, I'm under fire, so I better hurry up and get to cover, get these guys under cover.
Okay, we got this on. Let's get a set of vitals going on, get an IV started in that arm.
This intense training is not for the squeamish. Even when it's time to stick a needle in someone's arm, they go all the way.
You feel a little pinch here, okay?
You know your job after a while. Like, you get so used to practicing it, so when it comes to real world, you know what you're doing then.
In less than 2 months, Williams will put all his hard work and dedication to the ultimate test, on the ground in Iraq.
Don't worry,
PFC Romy Williams says his one motivation to be a medic is his platoon buddies. He says it's the infantry soldiers that he hangs out with and works with every day. They're the reason he wants to be a great medic.
And it's that camaraderie and brotherhood that's really the strength of this or any unit, especially those about to deploy to war. That's going to do it for us. We're going to leave you now on this special edition of the Bavaria Update as the 2nd Stryker Cavalry Regiment begins their road to Iraq.
You know, there's a lot at stake in this deal. There's a heck of a lot at stake. And we all need to remember that today. We all should have a lump in our throats as we bid farewell to this great unit and these great soldiers. Our nation owes you a tremendous debt of gratitude.